Well, maybe it's time for the finale. So here we go, finally up the ladder to World 1. At a cafe on a bright plaza, most customers sit back, feeling the warmth of the sun, enjoying their cold drinks. But not Tim. He barely notices the sun, doesn't really taste his coffee. For him, this corner affords a good view of the city, and in the teeterings of the passers-by, in the arc of a shopgirl's hand as she displays tea to an interested gentleman, Tim hopes to see clues. That night at the cinema, fictitious adventurers lunge implausibly across the screen. The audience here is mixed. Some are patrons of the cafe, now sitting excitedly in the plush chairs, eager for another new flavor, or for distraction from the boredom of their easy lives. Other seats hold fishermen and farm workers, hoping to forget their toils and rest their hands. Tim is here too, but he is scrutinizing the gloss on the lips on the screen, measuring the angle of the plume on a distant helicopter crash. He thinks he discerns a message. When the cinema closes and most of the audience strolls down the plaza to the south, Tim goes north. People like Tim seem to live oppositely from the other residents of the city. Tide and riptide, flowing against each other. Tim wants, like nothing else, to find the princess, to know her at last. For Tim, this would be momentous, sparking an intense light that embraces the world, a light that reveals the secrets long kept from us, that illuminates, or materializes, a final palace where we can exist in peace. But how would this be perceived by the other residents of the city, in the world that flows contrariwise? The light would be intense and warm at the beginning, but then flickered down to nothing, taking the castle with it. It would be like burning down the place we've always called home, where we played so innocently as children, destroying all hope of safety forever. Let's start with the first room in this, the one all the way at the very right. And let's get this right. At the very right, that would make sense. You have to bounce. Everything is going backwards. You have to bounce like this. So, for this one, gotta make sure that you can bounce off another so that you can get to that door. Gonna be quite similar each time. Might seem pretty easy. Well, I guess it is kind of easy. So now for this final one here, we have to do it twice. So, how about one like this? Not quite like that. But, do two in a row. Okay, maybe not necessarily in a row, but it would be possibly better to do it. Anyway, we have to get up there. We have to. Maybe it isn't going to be easy after all. Especially with all those rewinds that I have to do. More than I expected I would have to do. So now for this one, get up here. A little bit easier now. We can bounce up. Ugh. Only a little bit easier. Now for this final one. Bounce and into the door. Braid. So, here we go. I've got you. Oof. And, as usual, Princess is gonna cry for help. Well, you know what we're gonna have to do. Come down here! Wow. Quite powerful, starting a fire like that. And this is going to be somewhat, I don't know, you have to be really, really precise here. Not quite pixel perfect, but pretty close. So it might take a lot of rewinds, maybe a lot of tries. Yeah, I can tell you ahead of time, this one is not going to be pretty for me. Or maybe I should say it's going to be less pretty than it was before. we've got auto-scroll this time. If only because everything is burning up. It's still auto-scroll. And needless to say, we cannot touch the fire, otherwise... well, we'll be in trouble. But, of course, you've got the rewind again, the shift key. And that it makes things too much better. We'll flip this soon. That's good. So, here, we climb. Best not to climb down. Best just to let go. We're in even more trouble now. So, we'll do it like this. I said, like this. Can you get me up there? That's what you need to do. Obviously, you're gonna need to flip every switch. Not only that, you're gonna need to, like I said, nearly pixel perfect. You do each one at the right time. Give yourself the right opportunity, the best opportunity. Remember, you don't want to get burned. Probably gonna provide some other type of burn, though, by doing this. Yep, that's, okay. So, she's gotta go up the stairs now. Hopefully she can tolerate the stairs. And hopefully, Bitey will go back down. Well, up goes the chandelier. Sure. And, now what? Fire's just gonna keep coming. She's, so she's asleep. Sure. And, well, guess there's nothing you can really do here. The only thing you can really do is try rewinding again. And not like this, not walking backwards. Like, well, I suppose, walking, well, forwards? Well, it should be easy for me to explain. Anyway, what we gotta do... Stop time, maybe. And then, just hold the shift key. So, it's back the direction that we came from, for whatever reason. Okay. So, now looking at it, well, playing it backwards, doing everything backwards, maybe, forwards now. Yeah. So, first she drops a chandelier on us. Now I can see. I wasn't able to see before, but that one platform that she forced downwards, it had a ladder on it to make sure he could not get up there. She's doing everything she can. Everything she can to keep him away, and he wants to keep her close by him. Get really, really odd. So, another... and that's what that was for! Just to try and make sure that he'd fall into the spikes or something, or at least stop trying, but he's going to continue. And that, okay. So, another cry for help. Come down here! Only this time it's in green. Sure? Oof. I've got you. Just... wow. Really? It would be that. It would be. Now, the epilogue. Nothing in here, okay? There'd be nothing in there either. The red book, though. There's something in there. The boy called for the girl to follow him, and he took her hand. He would protect her. They would make their way through this oppressive castle, fighting off the creatures made of smoke and doubt, escaping to a life of freedom. The boy wanted to protect the girl. He held her hand or put his arm around her shoulders in a walking embrace, to help her feel supported and close to him. Amid the impersonal throngs of Manhattan, they turned and made their way toward the Canal Street subway station, and he picked a path through the jostling crowd. And I gotta pick a key up. So, this. Well, something about water-starved monkeys, sure. He worked his ruler and his compass. He inferred, he deduced. He scrutinized the fall of an apple, the twisting of metal orbs hanging from a thread. He was searching for the princess, and he would not stop until he found her, for he was hungry. He cut rats into pieces to examine their brains, implanted tungsten posts into the skulls of water-starved monkeys. That's where they come in. And another book with nothing in it. So the red ones only. He scrutinized the fall of an apple, the twisting of metal orbs hanging from a thread. Through these clues he would find the princess, see her face. After an especially fervent night of tinkering, he kneeled behind a bunker in the desert. He held a piece of welder's glass up to his eyes and waited. On that moment hung eternity. Time stood still, space contracted to a pinpoint. It was as though the earth had opened and the sky split. One felt as though he had been privileged to witness the birth of the world. Someone near him said, "It worked." Someone else said, "Now we are all sons of bitches." Another page. Here we go. The candy store. Everything he wanted was on the opposite side of that pane of glass. The store was decorated in bright colors, and the scents wafting out drove him crazy. He tried to rush for the door or get closer to the glass, but he couldn't. She held him back with great strength. Why would she hold him back? How might he break free of her grasp? He considered violence. Sure. What's that platform for? Now. He cannot say he has understood all of this. Possibly he's more confused now than ever. But all these moments he's contemplated, something has occurred. The moments feel substantial in his mind, like stones. Kneeling, reaching down toward the closest one, running his hand across it, he finds it smooth and slightly cold. He tests the stone's weight. He finds that he can lift it, and the others too. He can fit them together to create a foundation, an embankment, a castle. To build a castle of appropriate size, he will need a great many stones, but what he's got now feels like an acceptable start. So, get a nice little view up here. But I guess that's it. No princess for him. For now, maybe. So, next time.